Hey guys, welcome to a new tutorial video. On this video, we'll be making this lovely skirt with scrunchies beneath it. Okay, so guys, if you don't know how to make a skirt, you can make this beautiful design. By the end of this tutorial, you'll be perfect in making this. Okay, so guys, please click on the subscription button, subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and let's get into our video. So the first tutorial you need to do is to draft your simple basic skirt. Okay, I already have a video on how to draft a simple skirt, but for the purpose of this tutorial I will still draft it out for you to see. Okay, so the measurements you need are your skirt waist, your skirt hip, and the length of your skirt. Okay, your measurements divided by 4 plus allowance. So for this tutorial I use 2-inch allowance. Okay, so you mark your skirt waist, the distance from your skirt waist to your hip, you mark it out. Then on that line you mark out your hip line, then you mark out the length of your skirt. The length of the skirt I'm working with is 21. Okay, so you connect your skirt waist to your hip line and then to the hemline. Now if you want your skirt to be a what's the word, a pencil skirt. Okay, since the hip line is 12 inches, you can remove 1 or 2 inches from the baseline, right? So instead of making it 12 inches, you can make it 10.5 or 11 inches to make it a pencil skirt. So but I won't be making this skirt a pencil skirt because it's a short skirt with crunches. Okay, so now I'm going to cut. I hope you understand this part of our skirt. This is just a simple way of cutting a simple basic skirt. All right, so this is the front part. Okay, then you're going to cut out this label part of your skirt. It's not professional for people to see it when you're sewing. So after you're done cutting the front part, you're going to cut the back part. Now the difference between the front and the back is just the zipper allowance area. Okay, so if you watch, you see the shape I gave to the zipper allowance area from the hip line. I always say that the butt, this is just to inculcate the butt of your client. Okay, you see the back of a female, you have your hips now. So if you cut that your zipper allowance area to be straight, it's not going to give your dress shape. All right, so now from the center front you mark your dart line. To get your dart line, just your nipple to nipple divided by 4. All right, so our skirt is ready. I've added my band. Now it's time for us to add our scrunchies beneath it. Now I'm going to measure the hem of my skirt to know how wide it is. Okay, I got 42. So the material that I'm going to use is going to be times 2, more than 42. Do you get? So I'm going to fold my material like so. Mind you, this material I used 2 yards. Okay, so I folded my material to get the length. I've gotten the length of the material that I'm going to use for the scrunchies, and I folded it like so. Now the length, that's how wide the scrunchies is going to be. I'm using 6 inches. Can you see? I'm using 6 inches. So I folded my material, then I'm going to cut out the excess. All right, so this material you're folding is just a straight material. All right, just fold your material like so. Get the length of your scrunchies, how long you want it to be, and then you cut it out. All right, so when you cut it out, the next thing you're going to do, open up your material. Can you see? Open up your material and then close all the edges, right? Close all the edges as if you're trying to make a band. Close all the edges and leave just a little space for turning it up. So I've closed all the edges. Now I've left the space for turning it up. I'm going to turn it out so that the right side will come up. Do you get? Because this is the wrong side. So this is the right side. Can you see how it's looking? I'm going to close up that part and then iron the material. So I'm done ironing it. I've closed up the part. Now I'm going to get the center point. All right, so on that center point you're going to draw gather round it. Okay, so I've drawn my gather with my machine. You can use your thread and needle to draw your gather, depend on your preference. Then you, first of all, before now drawing the gather very well, you get the midpoint of this your fabric. Do you get? You first of all get the midpoint. Now the reason for getting the midpoint is so that when you're trying to draw, your gather, it will be equal at both sides. Do you get? So now it's time for me to draw it. Can you see how I'm doing? Please, when you're drawing your gather like this, please be very careful so that the thread won't cut. So I'm done. Can you see? I'm done. This is how our scrunchies looks. Remember, I marked the center. That's the center point of this our scrunchies. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just showing you the reason why you need to mark it so that the top and the bottom will have the same measurement. So now you get your skirt and then you mark the center front of your skirt just with a chalk. Just mark the center front of your skirt. The reason you're doing it is so that you can distribute the scrunchies evenly, all right? So that one side will not be fuller than the other side. Then you get the center of the scrunchies that you already marked with your chalk and you place it like so on top of your skirt. Please mind you have to finish making your skirt first before attaching your scrunchies, okay? So I've attached it like so with my pin. This is what you should do first, and then you're going to distribute it evenly on the sides of your skirt. Okay, so please work with your pin at this place. So when you pin, you have to pin it around your skirt. Depends on how you want it. So, but the purpose of this tutorial, my scrunchies is going to just be at the front part of my skirt. Now, on that line we used to create our gather, right? That's where we're going to sew directly to our dress, to our skirt, right? You know that line, that line demarcated the scrunchies into equal parts, right? So that's where we're going to join the scrunchies to the skirt so that the up and the bottom part of the scrunchies will be equal. Not one part is longer than the other part. So when you're done, see how beautiful our skirt is looking. Can you see how lovely the scrunchies is? So this is how to make your simple skirts with scrunchies. You can decide to make your scrunchies round the whole bottom. Depends on your preference. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope this tutorial is helpful to you. If you have any question, any comment, any confusion, you can send me your questions on the comment sections. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you on my next tutorial. Bye.